Welcome Alicia Saunders, candidate for Wisconsin's 2nd Assembly District, to this interview sponsored by Joshua and the League of Women Voters of Greater Green Bay. We will ask 6 questions with time at the end for you to add anything else that you want the voters to know. Are you ready?
I am.
Please tell us about yourself and why you are running.
I am a single mom, Navy veteran, as well as a blue-collar worker and a domestic violence survivor. I'm running to just basically make Wisconsin a better place to live because I believe that our state is a great place and it can be even better.
The first question is, most people agree that the aging Green Bay and Waupun prisons must be closed. Would you support these closures without building a new prison? Please explain.
I would support closing the prisons. I'm not sure about not building new ones. I do understand and know that we need to change our criminal justice system because there's too many people sitting in jail and prison that do not deserve to be. They're nonviolent. Why should we send them to jail for nonviolent issues? And I do understand that there is a huge rehaul that we need to do. But I am not quite sure on what do you want to call it? The word is escaping me. The logistics of not building a new prison, but I do very much support shutting both those facilities down because they're not safe.
Our second question is, the lack of affordable housing is a huge issue for so many families. What are your thoughts regarding the recipients of rental vouchers being a protected class and imposing regulations on landlords in regards to how much they are able to charge for monthly rent? Other states put caps on how much landlords are allowed to charge. Would you be in support of either of these changes?
As a single mother who has lived I have used Badger Care, I have used food stamps, and I have personally known people who have used Section 8 housing assistance. I am 100% in support of both. So if either or comes to the legislature, I would support in voting for them and backing up our lower income Wisconsinites, because too often people are struggling to go paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, and they're worrying about paying their rent and paying their mortgage and wondering where the money is going to come from for their groceries or for their electric bill or even the phone bill that they need just to find a job. So yes, I would support either one way or the other.
Our third question is, we believe that democracy works best when citizens can interact with their elected representatives between elections. If elected, how do you plan to remain engaged?
Honestly, I would like to continue to do door knocking and going door to door with voters and constituents and talking to them one-on-one, because I have felt that the most valuable conversations have been when I was able to be at their door talking to them personally in their most comfortable positions instead of getting them in an uncomfortable place like out in public or at some kind of forum. But I would also love to do town halls and listening sessions and just talking to people, because that is the most valuable way of governing, is being in contact with the people that you're supposed to be representing and you're supposed to be working for.
Our next question is, what is your position on the current reproductive health laws in Wisconsin, and what, if anything, would you change?
I am against the 1849 abortion ban law. I would repeal that law. 100% I would repeal that law because there is no reason for government to be in the exam room at any time. The decisions made in the exam room for any health issue belongs with the patient and the doctor. It does not belong with the majority of the citizenry or with the government. It never should have been, and it never should be in the future.
What is your position on school vouchers in Wisconsin?
I'm against them. I believe that they take too much away from our public schools and take away from valuable money that can be used for the majority of our children. I have no problem with people wanting to take their kids to private school, but the money that is taken out of our homeowners' land, that is not the word I was looking for. The money that is taken out of our property taxes is there for our public schools. In the past, it was not intended for private schools. And too much is being taken away from our schools right now. We have schools going to referendum. Right now, for the November ballot, Michigan is going to referendum for their middle school and high school building, just so that they can have some safety measures put in place, so that they can be more ADA compliant, as well as just to fix a roof. Because their current budget would take up a good chunk of the repair of the roof would take up a good chunk of their current budget. So they cannot afford to repair the roof and keep everything running.
Our last question is, what do you think about the fairness and integrity of Wisconsin elections, and what changes, if any, would you propose?
Honestly, I think our elections are fair and they're safe. From what I have seen as a voter, I haven't seen any issues in our election system here in the state of Wisconsin. In the past, I have been an absentee voter because I work full time, and it's a little bit harder to get to the polls when you're working every single day. And I have not felt that our elections are at risk and dishonest. I believe that Wisconsin elections are safe and secure.
Thank you. Alicia, as we wrap up, would you like to add anything else that for the voters to know?
I'm just an average human being that feels that every human should have a fair shot at life, that every Wisconsinite deserves to live happy, free, and not have to worry about where their next meal is going to come from, not have to worry about whether they're going to be able to keep their home. And I feel that Wisconsinites deserve to feel safe, even just walking outside and expressing their own opinions. Because I believe Wisconsinites are generally nice, sweet people. And that's what I see on a daily basis at the doors. So, in the end, I just want niceness.
As we end, I'd like to thank you, Alicia, for participating in this interview. We have been speaking to Alicia Saunders, candidate for Wisconsin's 2nd Assembly District. Thank you.